Good morning, dear class 7 students. Dear students, through this video, I am explaining chapter 9, that is energy and power resources. And this is the last chapter for your second term. And in this chapter, we will basically deal with the energy resources and why these all energy resources are necessary for the different activities. So let us start with the first paragraph. Sources of energy. Energy is important for various activities, right from small household tasks to complex industrial process. So energy is very much needed for our own houseworks as well as for the big industries. Without energy, the industrial works cannot be done. In other words, it is the availability to do work. So these all energies, they provide us power to do some different types of works, or they make us capable to do different works. An energy resource can be defined as something that a person or organizations can use to produce heat, power and electricity. A naturally occurring substance that store energy is known as fuel. So the naturally occurring substance, like we can say petrol, diesel, coal, these all are the uh, natural resources, natural energy resources. And as well as we can take as a natural resources sun, solar system and so on. So sun also could be taken as a natural resource, because sun also provides so many energy and power. Energy resources are mainly of two types: renewable and non-renewable. So energy resources are divided into two different parts: renewable as well as the non-renewable. Let us start with the renewable energy resources. Renewable sources refer to those energy sources that originate in nature and can be replenished. So the renewable resources are available in the nature and they can be continuously used. They can be used repeatedly, as it is saying. These sources include solar energy obtained from the sunlight, wind energy obtained from the wind, and hydropower obtained from the water source, and geothermal energy obtained from the heat of the earth. Some of the important renewable energy resources are as follows. Let us start with the solar power. Solar power is driven from solar energy, which is a freely available source of energy originating from sunlight. So you can see the picture where the solar plate is we call setup, and due to this solar plate, the sunlight is directly falling into this particular solar plate, and then there's a system inside the solar plate that is absorbing, that is collecting the energy from the sun, and that particular energy only is released, or it is that particular sun energy is which is collected in the solar plates, that is helping us to produce, or we call burn lights, run fans, and also to run TVs and so on. That means the solar plates, they're helping us to generate electricity or the power to work different works. It is one of the important non-conventional source of energy because it is non-polluting, and this particular sunlight energy which is coming from the sun is not polluting the environment. It is a non-polluting, we call the energy. Sunlight can be utilized in various ways to obtain solar powers. So sunlight can be used to get different types of energy power. It can be obtained using solar panels, like you can see in the picture. Solar panels are made of these semi-conducting materials. So these particular solar panels are made of these semi-conducting materials. When they are exposed to sunlight, they absorb heat and light from the sun. Absorb means they collect heat and light from the sun, which are then converted to electric current. Solar power can be used for cooking and heating waters. It can also be used for street lightings, water pumpings, and desalinating salty water, charging electronics such as electronic calculators and watches, and powering traffic and railway signals. So this is the usefulness of the solar energy or the solar power. So as the example given here, solar power can be helpful for cooking and heating the water, and also it could be used for lighting the street lights, and also it provides energy for water pumping, and also desalinating salty water. And also desalinating means it helps to remove the salty water. That means it removes the salty water from the water, and also it helps to charge the electronic machines like calculators and so on, and watches and so on. So that is the usefulness of solar energy. Now hydropower, the energy produced from falling or falling water under the force of gravity is called hydropower. So through the hydropower system only uh, we get the electricity. That means by the system of hydropower we see the electricity is produced. It is generated at the hydroelectric plants. So electricity is generated there in hydroelectric plants. It is also called water power or hydroelectric power. The falling water from water reservoirs such as rivers, dams, and lakes turn the wheels of large turbines in hydroelectric plants to generate electricity. So this is a power generated from the force of the water. That means the water falls from the rivers or dams directly. It is directed to the, we call the turbines. So the water that directly falls to the turbine, and because of the force of the that particular water, the turbine starts moving, and that starts generating the electricity. Now wind power, the difference in pressure between different areas on earth's surface causes winds. Okay, wind is widely available and free for use. A windmill is a type of machine that converts wind energy. So you can see the picture of the wind mile, and this windmill, due to the force of the air, or we call the wind, this produces the electricity. It is made up of the three large blades attached to a turbine. So you can see three large blades, 1, 2, 3. When wind blows, it turns the blade of the windmill, and then connected turbine converts into wind energy to electrical energy. So when the force of the wind we'd call touches to these three, we'd call the uh, large blades. Then due to the force of the wind, this we'd call the large blades, they start moving. Okay, and then after they start moving, slowly they start producing the energy, and inside there's a machine, or there's a we call the system, which receives the power and it collects its. The leading producers of wind power are China, USA, Germany, Spain, and India. So these are the main countries where through the wind power the electricity is generated. Now, geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the heat from the earth. It's clean and sustainable. Resources of geothermal energy ranges from the shallow ground to hot water and hot rocks found a few miles beneath the earth's surface. So the geothermal energy is produced inside the earth, where in some places inside the earth we could see that there are hot waters and the hot rocks are found, and we call the machines are set up or fixed in a such a way that these all machines can receive the energy from hot water and the hot rocks, and down even deeper to the extremely high temperature of molten rock called magma. Magma means it is a we call a fire. Okay, it is a liquid fire that also supports to produce the energy under the earth. Mostly energy is driven from hot springs. A geothermal power plant works by tapping into steam or hot water reservoirs underground. The heat is used to drive an electrical generators. India has such plants in Prabhati Valley, Manikaran, and Himachal Pradesh and Leh. So these are the some of the places where the geothermal energy is produced. Now let us talk about the non-renewable energy sources. Non-renewable sources refer to those energy sources that are finite and may run out in the future. It frequently exploited. So the non-renewable resources means those energy resources which are once used, they cannot produce energy second time. So they are providing energy only for the certain time, or for the certain years. Like for example, we have here uh, coal, petrol, diesel. These all are the non-renewable resources which cannot be renewed, that which cannot be reused, let us say. Fossil fuels are widely used non-renewable sources of energy. Fossil fuels means we can take as a fossil fuel coal, petrol, diesel, kerosene, and so on. The process of extracting these resources may be harmful to the environment. For example, fossil fuels undergo combustion, which releases harmful gases like sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide. These gases can cause acid rain and global warming. Hence, non-renewable resources of energy lead to pollution. The widely used non-renewable resources of the energy are coal and petroleum. So, coal and petroleum could be considered as non-renewable resources, which once we use them, they cannot be used second time. Now, coal. Coal is a black or brownish black sedimentary rock containing large amount of carbon. So, dear students, you have all seen the coal. Coal means koila. Coal is formed when plant matter is buried under layer of the sediment from millions of years. So the coal is formed due to the, we call the plants which were buried under the ground so many years before. We can say plants or animals. These all have or buried so many years before, and then they only are transformed into the coal. The intense pressure and the heat transfer the plant matters into coal. So due to the heat and pressure inside the ground, these all buried plants or the animals, they are transformed into the coal material. The amount of the carbon presence in this coal determines the amount of the heat produced by it. So based on the amount of the carbon present, coal is classified into the following types. Coal are classified in different groups. Okay, anthracite, it is the best quality of coal, containing about 86 to 97% carbon. So anthracite is the best quality. This is the topmost quality of coal, and it contains 86 to 97% carbon. And these types of coal is mostly used in metal industries, so where the metals are melted. Now bituminous, it contains about 45 to 86% carbon. These types of coal is used to generate electricity. It is used as a fuel and in iron and steel industries. So bituminous is the coal. It is the second group of with coal. It contains 45 to 86% carbon, and this particular coal is basically used to generate electricity, and it is used in the industries for melting iron and steel. Now lignite, it contains about 25 to 35% carbon and is a poor quality coal. It is not so good quality coal. It has slow heating values. It is used in the production of electricity. Now peat, it has very less amount of carbon. It is an underdeveloped form of coal and contains high amount of water. Hence, it produces less heat and a lot of smoke on burning. So these are the different groups of we call the energy resources, and these are the different qualities, let us say, of the coal, and they are having different uses. So dear students, today we will discuss up to this point, and in the next video I'll be starting explaining to you all from petroleum. So dear students, thank you for today, and whatever question answer I have given you, you please jot down in your notes, geography note copy, and then you have to submit your note copy in school according to the given date. You'll be given the date for submission of your copy in the school. So thank you once again.